Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of this weekend. And welcome to a new video on Pepe. All right, your daily update is necessary as well because we're dumping quite a bit right now. In general, yesterday was still very bullish. I mean, yesterday was actually crazy. I mean, we talked about this. And what I said is that, I still remember a little bit. I remember what I said is that we were kind of in this yellow area right here, where we would either break support to get into some sort of a consolidation like this, or if we could break resistance, we would rally up higher. We broke resistance pretty quickly, all right, or at least later in the afternoon. Broke resistance and started rallying. First price target was 4,000. That was absolutely shattered, and in the end, we rallied all the way up to that level around 5,000. Which is also supported by, which I think is the spike we had, but I'll go to the daily time frame. Yeah, the spike after the launch, at least on MACD. Oh no, that was the Binance listing spike. That was actually filled. All right, so that's pretty interesting. But no, we got there. That's in general a very strong resistance level. So it's not that crazy that we're finding some resistance from that level. However, what we're seeing right now in the markets is that Bitcoin is displaying a little bit of bearish momentum, while the Bitcoin dominance is quite strong. And that's bad news in general for altcoins. I would say, Pepe, at this moment, I mean, obviously, technically, we're still very strong, all right? So there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that there's some risks, all right, that are here right now. Especially if you look at, for example, if I am able to look that up, if you look at the funding rates for Pepe across the board right now, they're ridiculous. They're almost 0.13%. Something like that is not sustainable. So at some point of time, Pepe is going to have a big spike down. Whether that's right now or not, I'm not sure. All right, and that's also why I wanted to make this video and talk about it in general. So let's get right into it. First of all, like I said, we purely technically, Pepe is still bullish, and we just hit a significant resistance level, so it's not weird that we're finding some resistance from that. So even though this is a pretty big red candle, perhaps the biggest we've seen in the last couple of days, that's not enough confirmation to assume that we're just going to drop down now. All right, so we cannot base too much off of that. We're also seeing some sort of a decrease in open interest right here. But I would say that's also not necessarily the end of the world. A lot less contracts, but the in US dollars, it's actually still going up. All right, so there's still a lot of money in Pepe. A lot of spot buying, but you can also see, and it's very recent. All right, so that's why it's difficult to really put value on it. But very recently, we're seeing some selling off, both in futures and in spot. All right, and in spot, we haven't seen selling off in a very long time. So I'm going to assume that will continue at least a little bit longer until we head for support. And the main support that Pepe right now has is around 4,000, right? That psychological level, now also supported by the 236 FIB and the 28 EMA. So what's going to happen, in my eyes, is we're going to drop down to that level, and then from there, we'll see the ultimate test as to whether Pepe is actually still bullish and can potentially rally up higher towards 5,500, 6,000, and those new psychological levels. But the big test is, can we hold that level, yes or no? And due to the funding rates, like I said, at some point of time, we're going to get that spike, and there is a good possibility that happens in this weekend. All right, so we're heading for that level. I think the main test is that if Pepe can actually hold that level as support, potentially spiking down, but if we can close above that support every time and form some sort of a consolidation, and I will keep you updated on this, then I do think we can break above 4,500 and 5,000 again to get up towards 5,500 and 6,000. But it is pretty key that I keep you updated on that, because what has to happen is that we first of all have to find support, and then the open interest needs to start rallying again, all right? And that's not something I can predict. That's purely based on the reaction to that level. Because what happens if Pepe just finds support there, but there's no signs of new momentum coming in, then it's just a matter of time before we drop. Because if there's no momentum while we find support at that level, then the funding rates are very high. So people who are long have to pay a lot of percentages of their position value to keep the position open, and the position is not moving. At some point of time, they're going to sell off. So it really depends, down to like 3,000 or potentially even lower. It's possible. So it's really waiting for that. That's the point, all right? We will drop down a bit lower. If we can find support there and the momentum increases a bit more, I expect new highs, new all-time highs even. If not, it's over, all right? Those are my thoughts. I will keep you updated on this, but for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.